administer these themselves, and that leads to medical waste around the farm that needs to be properly disposed of so nobody gets hurt. Larry Hawkins is a veterinarian with Bayer Healthcare. He says the biggest hazard is the scalpel blades and syringe needles. To avoid injuring yourself or others, they should carefully be discarded into what's called a sharps container.
Sharps containers often have tools on the top of them to cut a needle off, or a different tool to detach a needle from a syringe. And the point is, if you use these sharps containers, you don't need to recap the needle. Most injuries that happen to the person given the injections occur when that person is trying to put the cap back on the needle and they miss and stick themselves.
Empty or partially empty drug containers should be handled properly to reduce the risk of environmental contamination. Some items can be flushed in the toilet. Others have more stringent requirements.
There are regulations concerning the disposal of sharps and the containers of chemicals or pharmaceuticals. So read the label and follow the directions for a specific product. Often pesticide containers can't go to a sanitary landfill without the landfill's knowledge that they're coming.
Some communities hold collection events where you can drop off unwanted pharmaceuticals or pesticides for disposal. Medical waste, such as bandages and gloves, can be put into a leak-proof bag and then tossed in with the rest of your trash. Learn more about disposing farm medical waste at livingthecountrylife.com. I'll see you in the country.
Living the Country Life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic, share your tips, and post photos by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com.
Once again, guys, getting ready for Ask Your Neighbor this morning. Call your friends and neighbors. We will air the Anderson County Library Board meeting from July, and then we will take your calls. 865-457-1380. But in the meantime, a little encouragement from William the Encourager.
Good morning, my brothers and sisters. This is William the Encourager, just encouraging you today. You know, I hope you just woke up and with the thought of just having a little talk with Jesus today, you know, because as you walk with him, he walks with us. Let's pray. Father, we thank you today. We thank you, Lord God, for all that you've done, that you're doing in our lives. And, Lord, we thank you, Lord, for keeping our family. We thank you, Lord God, for the wives, the husbands, the mothers, the fathers, the sons, the daughters, the sisters, the brothers, the aunts, the uncles, the cousins, the grandparents. Lord, we thank you for our family. And we ask that you would bless them today as we go into this Monday. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. My brothers and sisters, I need you to know today that Christ, he is inseparable. Once you have called up on him and you have surrendered to him and been washed in the blood, there's nothing, there's no power that can dissolve that. And Romans 8:38 and 39 says, "For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of God, which is in Jesus Christ our Lord." Oh, what a promise. Once he has you in his hands, I'm telling you, it's so assuring to know that God's got you through his son, Jesus Christ, because there's going to be times when the enemy is going to try its best to separate you from Christ. Because, see, the enemy knows that if he can separate you from Christ, oh, yeah, he can get you. But you have to stand firm. You have to be resolute that no matter, for you have to say to yourself, I am persuaded. Are you persuaded today that nothing is going to snatch you out of his hands? He's told you in his words. He's told you in the word that no matter what, no man will be able to snatch you out of his hands. So today, as you go into this Monday, go in with courage. Go in with boldness, knowing that The enemy don't stand a chance. You are a child of the living God. And you need to know that. You need to walk in that. You need to believe that. You need to rehearse those sayings. I am a child of God, and no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Oh, the enemy is going to form it, but the word says it's not going to prosper. Nothing is going to pry you out of his hands. So, my brothers and sisters, today, walk with confidence. Not confidence in self, but confidence in the one who died on Calvary to set you free. Confident in the one who laid down his life for you and me. Having confidence in the one that came from heaven and lived on this earth for 33 years. And he shedded his blood, his anguish, and his tears. And we should know that no matter what the enemy does today, you are secure in his arms, in his hands. He loves you, and he wants you to know that today. So remember, there's no power that can dissolve that. So keep in front of you, Almighty God. Keep on both sides of you love and kindness. Keep under you an unquenchable fire. Keep behind you all your fears, doubts, and failures. Keep above you an opening to serve all mankind, and you will make an impact in someone's life. And remember, there is a way out of your mess, and it's JESUS. Be encouraged today. Bless someone. Tell someone that Jesus Christ is Lord.
Good morning and welcome to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Ask Your Neighbor can also be heard and seen on our website, WYSHradio.com. And if you are in Anderson, Roane, or Morgan County and have Comcast cable, you can watch Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV Channel 12. Ask Your Neighbor is the program where you call in and do just that. Ask Your Neighbor. Do you have a comment? Do you have a problem? Or do you have a question? Then call in and ask your neighbor. 865-457-1380 or toll free at 877-711-4005. And for those of you that might be listening or watching on the internet, you can email from our website, WYSHradio.com. Just click on the Contact Us button and email your questions. Now sit back and listen as listeners throughout East Tennessee and the entire world answer your questions on Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV 12 and AM 1380 WYSH.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, indeedy. Here we are, and there we go. Lots of folks, I've been getting a lot of questions, comments, a lot of folks wanting to know my opinions on some actions that took place during the Anderson County Library Board meeting with the treasurer, there's been a lot of back and forth. And you know what? I'm not up on law, not up on the specifics of the law where it regards to allocations of funds or anything like that. But I'm going to play this meeting because there have been some pretty substantial questions asked. I'll play the meeting, and then what I'm going to do is I will open the phones after that to hear from you, to hear from any of you, many people. I find it, I don't know, not unusual, I guess, but I find it a little bit odd that folks are so quick to get on social media. But face-to-face, it doesn't seem they have quite the same passion. But I'm going to open the phones up for whomever would like to comment, whomever would like to maybe even explain. But I'll do that after we listen to the meeting. It's a fairly long meeting. It's a little bit better than an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and get it started here this morning. This is the July meeting of the Anderson County Library Board. And it's, I believe, just finishing with the Pledge of Allegiance.
We also should note that the regional director is not here. He's sick. You let us know about that. And Kimberly Birds.
I'm here.
Norris. Kelly Harris.
No.
Mariah Webb.
Here.
Daphne Windman.
Here.
What's the status on Kelly?
No.
Say again?
She's on medical leave.
Do we have any time frame or?
No, I'm going to address it when I speak.
Okay.
Next item on the agenda is appearance of citizens. We have 4 that have signed up tonight. Each one of y'all will be given approximately 3 minutes. And the first one on the list is Jim Harris. If you would state your name and city, please.
Yep. My name is Jim Harris. I'm from Clinton. I am the husband of Rocky Top Public Library Director Kelly Harris, who, as we just established, is unable to be with us tonight, and that is why I am here. Stress-induced cardiomyopathy, aka broken heart syndrome, occurs when someone is subjected to so much stress that it actually changes the way their heart physically works. And so as a result, my wife, Kelly, who loves her job so much, may not be able to come back. We don't know when, if she's going to be able to or if she's going to be able to at all. For the last 3 years, there are those in this room and on this panel who have contributed to subjecting not only my wife and her dedicated staff, but every librarian in this county to inordinate amounts of stress. All over some imaginary threat to, I don't even know what you people are frightened of. We hear a lot about wanting to attract more families to Anderson County. You do that by making your community more welcoming to everyone, and you don't try to run off people that don't fit your idea of what that community should look like. As a citizen of Anderson County who loves this community, I'm tired of this nonsense. It makes us look like a bunch of ignorant rubes. And if I had to do it over again and was moving my family right now, wouldn't move them here. In closing, several of you on this board, not all, but some, and you know who you are, have created for the librarians that you are supposed to be here to support an atmosphere of stress and fear that at best limits their ability to do their jobs and at worst almost kills one of your directors, the one I'm married to. So I think personally that those that have been making the job harder for these people should be ashamed of yourselves, and I encourage you to do the honorable thing and resign so that someone who actually loves the libraries can take over. I'm going to go home now and take care of my ailing wife. You people make the right decisions.
And the next speaker is Kathy Scarborough. Please state your name and city, please.
Good evening. I'm Kathy Scarborough, and I live in Oak Ridge. And first off, I want to say I did go visit the Norris and the Rocky Top libraries recently and was so impressed. And I happen to have a very good friend from many, many years that has that same syndrome that he was talking about and is very grave, very grave. It is a real thing. I have been reviewing the long list of books in the Anderson County libraries that have been set aside by the board's recommendation in order to determine if these particular books are indeed appropriate for ages 0 to 18 years old to have access to and read without parental permission. Isn't that right? That's what y'all are talking about, is the list says 0 to 18 years old. Okay, my concern today, no answer, huh? My concern today is the wide age span in readers that has been set by the library board. Most avid and proficient readers in ages 14 to 18 group read at adult level and often choose the same literature adults read. I did when I was that age. Most high school students are between 14 and 19 years old. I've spoken recently with high school literature teachers who back this statement and say it's totally normal and acceptable for 14 to 18-year-olds to be reading adult literature. They are not talking about pornography. They're talking about works of fiction and nonfiction found in public libraries. Anderson County libraries are just that, public libraries. They're not private schools. They're not homeschools. My point is the current public libraries, my point is the current concern that some of the library board members have for what is and what is not appropriate for 14 to 18-year-olds is not at all on par with national standards and recommendations. I'm sure that you are all familiar with Common Cause standards, a national standard which states high schoolers are expected to cite strong textual evidence, evaluate structural choices, trace arguments, and synthesize themes in their reading materials.
30 seconds, ma'am.
Okay, these may be fiction or nonfiction works. Books suggested for 14 to 18-year-olds do not need to be under library review. If they were not, then that would, number one, shorten the list of books that the board needs to review now, and it would allow our 14 to 18-year-olds in Anderson County the freedom to and that they deserve to read library books of their choice. Thanks for considering my suggestion.
Ms. Scarborough, one partial answer to you. It was advised to us 3 years ago by that law director that we were eventually going to get in trouble because the state only recognizes children and adults. It doesn't recognize any of the intermediate ranges. We all, I shouldn't say we all, but most of us agree with you that there's a lot of things on the list that shouldn't be on that list. But that's one of the reasons why we are in a conundrum from a legal standpoint.
Yes, I understand. Thank you. Thank you very much. Anything else?
Elijah Bird. Please state your name and city, please.
Could you take one and pass it down, please? Good evening. My name is Elijah Bird, and I am a resident of Norris. I am an employee of the Anderson County Library System, but do not speak for the library system, county government, or any other parties. I speak for myself, and as a member of the community I am part of and honored to serve in my role. For months, this library board has struggled with the book review for content appropriateness in the children's section of our library. After the last library board meeting, I spent a fair bit of time reviewing the letter from the Secretary of State, Trey Hargett, as well as the frequently asked questions clarification that his office provided. Having done so, I can quite clearly see why the board has struggled to complete the review process. In short, that reason is that the review requested has already been completed, and what the board is attempting to do now is well outside the requested and advised actions from the Secretary of State. The letter includes a request, not a requirement, to libraries to review their juvenile children's section for age appropriateness and then to provide that review to the board, who will then provide the report to the Office of the Secretary. The only action the board is requested to take in this review is to provide it to the Secretary of State. A separate item requests the board to consider any items that are specifically believed in violation of state or federal law, not morally objectionable, specifically referring to the presidential executive order defining gender ideology, whose definition of terms has also been ignored by trustees as it does not refer to sexuality in any terms. Further, the follow-up letter clarifies that the review is only to verify age appropriateness and that it's specifically the children's section, and it explicitly states that not every book for someone under the age of 18 is to be considered. It also specifically outlines that the board should work with the libraries, but the libraries will perform the reviews, with the board being involved only for items that need further review. At no point is the board intended to be selecting individual titles or removing items from the shelves. Lastly, the letter explicitly and clearly states that it does not require any item to be removed from the library as part of this process. Library staff performed all requested duties in compliance with the letter when requested by the board months ago. No further action was needed, but the board elected to go beyond the terms that were specifically chosen by the Secretary of State, which were chosen to prevent actions that would infringe upon constitutional rights and not place libraries or board in legal uncertainty. The board has voted not to follow the directions provided, removing them from the protection of complying with the Secretary of State. The board has taken documented action contrary to county policy, library policy, board bylaws, the Secretary of State letter, state legislative acts, and federal executive orders. Now, the legal risk that the board was cautioned about opening itself up to has resulted in the board facing a lawsuit. Given that, I would like to request that the board publicly and transparently establish a process for disciplinary actions for violations of process, as there is not a clear process for this documented in bylaws or policies. And it has become clear that trustees must have process to be held accountable for their actions.
Thank
you. And the fourth speaker is requested to be removed from the list. So that is all of the appearance of citizens on the list. Moving on to the next item is approval of the agenda. Are there any additions to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. We need to have an election of officers. That should be the next order of business. The bylaws say that we do that in June. We did not have a meeting in June, and they're to take office in July, and it's July.
Good. Anything else you want to add to the agenda?
There's also what Matthew said that needs to be voted on, or the money can't be released from the state. If you read his email, the two policies that must be approved before he can approve release of any financial funds from the state.
It said we approved them last month.
No, because the changes wanted to be made to the...
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's not what you handed out, was it, Mariah?
No, but that was, well, the second part, I think, has to do with that. One of them is just our OSAP. But there are indeed two policies that need to be approved.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about the
collection development policy and the internet policies.
Okay.
In order to sign the library service agreement so that the funds can be released.
All right,
but if we don't approve them...
Where do you want to add those to? Unfinished business?
Yeah.
Internet policy and the collection policy?
Yes.
Okay.
And tagging into that, we need to have discussion about our policy reviews. We started it, we got through one almost, and we've not met since, and we're way behind on that as well.
Are you talking about what the law director had sent us and we picked those out of that list?
No, I'm talking about our policy for the libraries to be reviewed on every 3 years.
All the policies.
All the policies. Remember, we had one meeting where we looked at the collection development and got bogged down and never got beyond it.
Okay.
We've got to get moving on that.
Okay. So...
And I also recommend when we get moving on that we add one of the directors to it, because it's going to make it a whole lot easier for us to move through it.
So is what you're asking for another meeting of the policy committee?
Yes.
Okay.
Or a workshop or something so we can get it done.
All right.
One kind of glitch on this thing on the LSA and the internet policy and the collection development policy. When we went through the vote, the chairman ruled it failed 4-4. Tina pointed out to me that she voted for the policy when it came up.
Can we do that under the approval of the minutes, please? Because that's in the minutes, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're adding the policy committee meeting. So we've added election of officers, the internet policy, the collection policy, and scheduling another policy committee meeting. Anything else to be added to the agenda? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Tina makes a motion to approve the agenda. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Susan. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried. Now, approval of the minutes from last meeting. Go ahead, Commander.
Okay, and I went back and reviewed the tape, which we had from ACTV, and in fact, Tina did put her hand up, but you were looking toward those three and didn't see her, and I had my hand
I
up.
actually told you wrong. I would have voted no, but...
Okay, well, that's kind of why I thought. And then as the vote went along, she also raised her hand no on the vote for no, and you just counted the 4 votes and didn't count her vote at all. And so I wanted to point out that that's a discrepancy in the voting process. If she in fact did want to vote, I guess we can't replicate that now because we've lost 2 of the voting members that were in that.
And that's kind of what I was going to say. On top of that, and I'm sure everybody already knows this, I'm probably telling you something you already know, but it takes five votes to pass anything on this board. So if you don't have at least 5 votes on a motion, the motion fails. So if it's 4-4 or lopsided in the other direction, then the motion fails. So I guess to your point, on these minutes, it says the motion passed 4-4.
No, the vote, I should have said motion failed.
I believe we're talking about page 3, about halfway down.
Okay.
So I'll be a no vote on the minutes until that gets corrected.
Yeah, halfway down it says, after a voice vote, the motion approving the policies failed by a hand vote of 4-4.
Then you have vote by ACLB trustees on the motion.
Right.
And you have everybody listed and how they voted.
Right.
And you said motion passed 4 yea and 4 nay.
Okay, that's error. That should be failed.
Yep.
Okay, good. Thank you.
The internet policy, though, did pass, did it not?
We didn't vote individually because we had put them together in one motion.
Okay.
And you couldn't separate them in separate.
That's right. Thank you.
So we have a motion on the minutes.
Question, are we allowed to pass them with that correction?
I'll be a no vote until it's actually corrected in writing.
Okay.
And that's exactly my point is, I think in the past, we've passed them with the understanding they would be changed, but I feel more comfortable about it passing it after it's on paper.
Okay.
So that'll delay passage for a month.
Mm-hmm. So it's whatever the pleasure of the board is. If we have a motion on it, if not, we'll move on. All right. Next item is election of officers.
There's no motion to...
I asked 2 or 3 times.
Well, I would make a motion that we approve the minutes with the corrections stated to change that one sentence.
And I'll second it.
Motion made by Terry Ryan to pass the minutes of the last minute, seconded by Vicki. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. No. So we'll have a hand vote. Those in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. 1, or left hand will do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those against? 1, 2, 3, 4. Motion fails.
She wasn't here. How can she vote?
Well, I understand she wasn't here, but we're voting on the approval of the minutes that have been distributed. So, and even if we didn't, it would still be a failed motion.
Yeah, that's true.
Next item on the agenda, election of officers. Do we have nominations for chair?
I nominate Vicki Underwood.
I'll second that motion.
Hang on. Any other nominations?
I nominate Shane Fowler.
Any other nominations? All right, first we got to have a motion to accept the nominees, which is Vicki and myself. Do we have a motion to accept those nominees?
Make a motion to accept.
I'll second it.
Have a motion by Charlotte, second by Tina. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried. Now, those for voting for Vicki for chair, raise your right hand, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those for myself, raise your right hand, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we see a pattern developing?
I see it.
So neither one of us got enough votes to be chair. So According to Robert's Rules of Order, it stays the same until...
No, that's not, I don't think that's true. The vice chair takes over until you come up with a chairman.
Well, the next election would be the vice chair elections, right?
Right.
4-4.
Well, we haven't done anything yet. You're predicting.
Oh, hey, let's go ahead and do it. Go ahead, Vice Chair.
I'm confused what's happening.
Tommy's saying we got to have an election for the vice chair now.
No, I'm saying that the vice chair takes over.
Okay. But then the next item is
Election of vice chair.
So I don't see where that's going anywhere, and I don't think that's correct. I mean, I'll be more than happy to try to be fair about it, but I'll tell you what we can do. If everybody feels safer about this, we can just call the meeting out of order since there's a dispute on who the chair is, and we can come back at the next meeting. And that's fine with me if that's what y'all want to do.
I wanted to see who wanted to be treasurer.
Susan Maselli.
Yes. Did I put my hand up?
Ken, is there an alternative? Can we allow you to finish this meeting and then vote in the next meeting?
I don't know, Tommy, can we?
Our bylaws say you elect in July.
Maybe we need to have another called meeting before the end of July.
Yeah, we need to have a meeting, but we also probably need to have another member join us.
And that would probably be a good idea.
Yeah.
That way we'd have 5 to 4.
We don't know what the Roberts rule is.
My understanding of the Roberts rules, and I got a confirmation from the law director, was that it stays the same until, I guess, the next meeting, when we can bring it up. But I'd be more than happy to go ahead and just call the meeting out of order, and we can all go home.
After the treasurer's report, please.
Well, I don't know who wants to be chairing the rest of the meeting. And if y'all want me to continue to do it, I'd ask for a vote to go ahead and continue to do it at least to the completion of this meeting.
Because I think it is so important that we get through this meeting. We've got some really important issues. I will make a motion that we continue until the next meeting with Chairman Val.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no.
I'm opposed.
Just one. Motion carried. Next item on the agenda would be, do we want to go ahead with the officers or just wait until we get another member on here? That probably, I think, would be a wise idea. Treasurer's report.
Okay. I've been told that our budget has been finalized, but I'm waiting for approval from the commission, so I've not seen anything on paper yet. I was given a heads up by the finance director that part-time funding was reduced. Our part-time funding was reduced by $45,000 and set aside for the creation of a new part-time supervisory position over the directors. I don't remember voting on this. I remember the law, when we had our executive meeting, we discussed it as an option, but there was no vote on this. And for someone to allow the commission to take $45,000 out of our part-time money, which we need that money for our part-timers. I'm sorry, we do. We need it.
Especially now.
Especially now. It's complicating everything. It will complicate the way that our directors are running their offices.
And I believe it's a violation of state law.
I believe it is.
So I don't know black letter law which says the board supervises.
Because he was on the he was in the commission meeting. What happened?
How did this happen?
The Budget Committee voted to do that. It has not passed full commission yet, as you noted. There will have to be 2 hearings before it is passed. So there is nothing official yet.
How did it even come up?
It came up because of previous meetings, previous issues, where we had library board members who were trying to do their jobs. They weren't welcomed. It wasn't appreciated by the library board directors. We talked about it once before about the possible creation of that. So the Budget Committee decided, and I wasn't the only one that voted for it, that we would consider doing this, and we found the funding in order to do it to hire an executive director. You are absolutely correct. The library board has not yet created the position of an executive director because the funding wasn't in place first. There's no way that we can have an executive director without this going on. So just because you all weren't there at the meeting when it was passed doesn't mean there was anything dirty going on. And you certainly have an opportunity to come to the full county commission and object to those budget changes being done. Matter of fact, a couple of you all have been coming to the meeting, so.
I'm sorry, it just, to create a position takes time. It takes a bunch of people getting together and working something out and making it a part-time position that would pay more than what our 3 directors are making. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. Our directors do a good job. They know their job. They know their job better than well, there's only 7 of us now, but the 9 that are supposed to be up here. And I do not understand the idea of why we have to hire somebody to supervise them when they have the education behind them. So I'm sorry. I was very upset with that. If we lose our part-timers over this, I'll find a way in the budget to keep the part-timers. They won't have book money. They won't have communication money. Fine.
Well, I think that's an issue.
Hang on.
It's got to be another way.
Hand up now for a minute.
It's got to be another way.
And you can always ask the cities to fund a little bit more. Go ahead, Terry.
I just want to say I'm confused about, the board did not discuss the position whatsoever. The board was in executive session that we cannot talk about, but what we were talking about, the law somebody asked the question, would this solve the issue? And the law director said maybe. There was no discussion whatsoever with the board. It was a question one member asked the law director. We have never talked about it in a meeting to do that. So I don't know how it got broached to the budget committee when the board hasn't had any discussion about it. It was one question asked during executive session where we couldn't talk to each other about anything.
Actually, Tommy was at one of the commission meetings, I believe, and mentioned something about the library board members going into the libraries and there being a harsh exchange or whatever. When Tommy left, another county commissioner wanted to know why that happened. I explained to him the need for an executive director because the library board members were trying to do their job going into the libraries, and that caused the conflict.
It wasn't the board's idea. It's your suggestion.
It was several budget committee members' idea. I was one of them.
So it didn't come from the board. It hasn't come.
No, it hasn't come to the library board. No.
Well, I just have to say this. The concern that I have heard, and I've been going monthly to the libraries, trying to meet with the directors and the staff, talking to them, all of the libraries, which all of the trustees are supposed to be doing monthly, recommended, look at your policies and procedures. If you go and you sit and you talk to these folks, they're going to tell you what's going on. What upset them were people walking in and taking over their library to remove books without any consideration for communication with the directors and the staff. That was what was upsetting to them. So, Tommy, if that's what you were referring to in that was exactly what it was, because I've heard it over and over and over again.
And it goes a little farther than that. We have members of the library board that are operating outside of what our handbook says we're supposed to be doing.
Yes.
It's real clear that this library, which once was regarded as one of the best, library board, as one of the best in the state. In fact, we had the top trustee in the state was on our board, is now unable to function. We haven't answered letters. I don't have any idea whether the letter has gone in yet to Mr. Hargan. I've provided drafts 3 times now, and we're trying to do the librarian's job, and it's clearly not, we're not supposed to do that, and state law says that. State law says the library director is in charge of the library. The board sets policy for them to execute. And it's not our job, and as Matthew pointed out, we're the only place in the state that librarians are having to send lists of books before they order them. We're way out of line. And the lawsuit is a justified thing. I'm glad it's
Whoa.
That's where
the law director has told us not to make any comments about the lawsuit.
The law director hasn't told me nothing.
You got an email that I forwarded you from the law director.
Yes.
But when I say that there is a lawsuit, I'm not talking about the details of the lawsuit.
You said it was justified.
I'm saying that it's justified, yes, because we are operating outside of what a board should do.
But who voted in?
Hey, whoa.
We're still on the treasurer's.
We're supposed to be, yes, ma'am. Do we have a motion to approve the treasury report?
Oh, I'm not done.
Okay, please continue.
Okay. The board, we need approval from the board so that one of the directors, we don't have to specify which director it is, but somebody's got to be able to sign for Rocky Top's transfer of money and approval of purchases and so forth. So I would like to draft up a letter and sign it as a board member, giving either any one of the 3 the power to sign for purchases. I need approval for that.
Second. Put in that form of a motion?
I'll put that in the form of a motion. I motion to have a letter written by myself and signed, given to purchasing, allowing the other directors to help out at the Rocky Top in making payment of bills.
Which one you want?
I don't need to name any of them.
It would be good.
Any one of the directors.
Daphne's right there close, and she ran that library when Christy Kibler's mother passed. She ran Rossville and Rocky Top.
Yes, I know that.
Right there. Allow her to do it.
We've all been...
They've all been over there pitching it.
We all appreciate that,
Yeah.
even though we didn't know anything about it.
We don't have to have a name. I can name 3 of them. I can name all 3 of them. Any one of them can sign.
I got you. All right.
So who's ever convenient.
All right.
Okay?
So the motion been made by Susan. Tommy, you seconded that?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Motion carried. Look at that.
We got something done.
Okay, continuing on.
I'm sorry. Mayor Frank, did you want to say something?
The question was just asked about who proposed. I did want to say that I did present that in a budget proposal to Budget Committee about the part-time. One of the members is correct. The board does have this authority to utilize those funds, but it is within County Commission's purview to put the funds in whatever line item. If this board chooses not to use those $45,000 for an executive director, then that's up to the board. But if full commission does pass that, those funds will be in there for a supervisory position. And I just wanted to explain that because I did put that in a memo to the Budget Committee and that was taken up. So clearly understanding the separation of powers, but also being very aware as someone who has had commission move my line items before, it is something that's allowable by law.
Can I inquire of the mayor?
Yes.
It's pretty clear in state law that only one person from any county body is supposed to be involved in the leadership of the libraries. It says in state law that only one person from each individual body. This would be two people that are in our that are coming from the executive branch in the county.
I would welcome to see the state law. So one of the deficiencies, in my personal opinion, is that this board is not properly organized in terms of having an executive director. You have individual library directors. There is not one person. So we're hearing tonight, you just made a motion to authorize 3 separate individuals to execute purchasing orders. An executive director is in that position. Their job is to answer to the board. A lot of the conflict that we've heard is individual board members acting, pick your opinions, but this is why proper structure has an executive director who over the library directors, answers to the board, is that conduit of information back and forth. Let's take an emergency scenario, and let's say something happens where this board must timely address a personnel issue. Your requirements are no individual member on this board is empowered to act alone. You act as a particular body. That requires public notice. There are emergency protocols for emergency notice. But that's why an executive director is a standard practice across the state of Tennessee, and other agencies have that. It's a benefit. You direct, as the board, the executive director, then the executive director is the flow back and forth between this board and your directors. And then at that point, you would have your executive director sitting here, and then your library directors, one layer back, and your executive director is reporting to you on their activities or issues that may be happening in the library. And then if you are doing policies, that executive director is there doing the day-to-day work, getting all of that done with what this board would want to do.
Well, I would call your attention to Title 10, Public Libraries, Archives, and Records. Chapter 3, 1034, the powers and duties of the library board. And also in section 110.3.106, the library board on the appointment process, and 103 of how you select the boards. All those things are in state law. They put the library board in charge of the directors, the directors in charge of the libraries. Well, they don't mention anything about an executive sticking their nose in there.
Well, I'm happy to look at this again, but I have looked at it, and I've looked at other boards. You are still over the library directors, but you have someone, that is your power. I'm not saying that you're not over the directors, but you have to have someone managing the day-to-day. Who is overseeing the hours? Or is anyone on this board signing timesheets?
No.
These are some of the basic functions of an organization, and so it's not. I'm happy to sit down and talk with you, Commander, and look at this and come back to even this body with some of that information. But
can I make a request? Matthew is not here, and he is our person that's at the state regional level, and he and I've had several discussions about this just in terms of the structure of the library board and my orientation, different things, and I'm kind of with Tommy. I was not sure that there were. I would like for us to revisit this when Matthew could be here and kind of help us from that perspective, because I think there's several steps that have to occur to put an executive director in, and I'm not sure what all those are at this point.
And I want to be clear and just reiterate it. My memo to Budget Committee suggesting this is not suggesting that Anderson County Commission has the authority to hire an executive director. Anderson County Commission does have the authority to change the budget line items and make available to this body a line item for an executive director if you choose to use that. So
And if you make it
don't,
an executive director and we choose not to do that, we can move that line item back to the part-time staff and back to other people to facilitate the, I'm concerned taking money from the baseline staff who is going to man the library, because you can't have one person in the library by themselves, for safety reasons.
And perhaps we can take it out of the mayor's office.
Just to answer that question, yes, you can request it. That was rude, Commander, and out of order, but you can do that, but again, you have to request that from commission. So commission, that's the power of the back and forth, the collaboration between commission, which has overwhelmingly funded the Anderson County Library Board. And I sign those agreements every year, and I've watched Anderson County give larger and larger percentages of this board's operational funds each and every year. And so there's a lot that is put on Anderson County, but I don't hear a lot about funding from the cities. I have not heard the board talking about any of that, other than the need for the funds. But yes, to your point, you can request that it go back to a part-time, but commission in its power can say no. Because commission could say, we're strongly encouraging you to get a supervisor that can be a conduit, that can be that name on the letterhead, so to speak.
Thank you, Mayor.
Absolutely.
Susan.
Okay, I'll finish, but my question then is, what do we do with our part-timers right now, since we know their money's not going to come in?
Starting July 1.
It's now.
Whenever the budget passes, then certainly you would have to get with HR and the finance office to see what the issues are with those part-time positions and see what needs to be done.
Okay, but we could take the money someplace else in the budget if we needed to.
You talking about a transfer within the library's budget?
Yeah, I'm saying, let's take away all their book money. We'd rather have them fully staffed and running their programs and doing what they do now with who they have. Maybe you don't buy books for a year. Maybe you go to your county or your city and have the city help with the books.
That'd be something we could discuss.
Okay, we will discuss that then, because
we've already taken money away from them.
Yeah.
Daphne's money dropped from how much to $700 for a year for books?
Yep.
That's 10 books.
Yep. Yep, they barely have any money for books this year. Anyway, okay, back to this. Daphne was approached by Brian in IT, and he has signed her up for the Host Me calls, which we talked about having all of the libraries convert to this, but we have not been able to get Brian to give us another meeting yet. We're going to do that, but I need to approve Daphne's $687 is going to come out of our restricted funds, out of the board's restricted funds, because she doesn't have the money for it.
Okay, you putting that in the form of a motion?
Yes, I'm motioning that we take $687 out of the board's restricted funds before the commissioners do, and pay for her Host My Calls, which is her new phone system.
I'll second the motion.
Seconded by Charlotte. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Motion carried.
Okay. Here is, on behalf of Rocky Top, the rest of her purchasing orders that need to go through. Kimberly went over there and thankfully filled all this out for them. She went and saw the line items, saw the things that were in encumbrance to finally pay the rest of these bills. They're all ready to go. I just need approval from the board because Kimberly put it together and I'm going to have to sign for it.
Okay.
So I'm making a motion. Let's clean up the rest of 25-26 budget and for Rocky Top and finish paying off her bills that are coming due.
This is what we do every year at the end of the fiscal year, isn't it?
Well, yeah, the directors usually do it themselves.
Right. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But Kelly's not here, and...
Do you know a total on all that? If you don't, that's fine.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I think it's like, if this is right, $5,600.
Okay. And that's coming out of various codes?
Yes.
Okay.
And their Canon is in progress. You wrote that down? What is this?
Canon is not a communications bill, so it cannot be paid with a direct pay. I'm going to have to create a requisition to get a purchase order for it from this year's fiscal year funds.
Okay.
Before I can pay that. And their online catalog payment is coming up in September, and that's an essential bill that will need to be paid.
Okay.
Other than that, everything that's on there, all those are encumbered funds. The money is there.
Okay.
It was intended by Kelly to purchase those things.
I got you.
Okay.
Okay.
And if I write that letter up and get it to purchasing, she can finish these last two things.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know, Tina, are you involved over there at all at this point?
I haven't been over there, but I can do whatever needs to be done.
I just wondered if you had been over there.
Motion made. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Vicki. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried.
We need to thank the three of those ladies sitting there and even their assistants, if the assistants have gone over. They have been tremendous in helping over at Rocky Top.
The whole staff and the patrons don't even, they just are so happy over there. It's a tribute.
Yeah, thank you.
Any more under the treasurer's report?
No, I'm done.
All right. Moving on to unfinished.
I have a question for you. Did y'all ever talk to the IT guy about him picking up?
He didn't show up for our meeting. He had to cancel it while we were all there, and we've tried to get it set up again. And, at the end of the budget season, I'm sure he was overwhelmed like everybody else, and we have not sat down with him yet. But Daphne has already, that one that we passed today, he did that for Daphne. So she's on board with it. I need to get the other three.
AT&T was wanting me to sign contracts to migrate the number, and then Ron answered me and said, don't sign anything with AT&T. We put this in motion right away, and that's what we're doing.
We're getting there, Tommy.
And then it would be great, Tommy, because the AT&T bill is over $500 a month. So.
All right, moving on to unfinished business, book reviews for Secretary of State. I think it would probably be best to wait until we had all members on the board to discuss that.
Have we sent a letter to him answering the letter?
No.
Why not?
Because we haven't voted yet. If you'll recall, the last meeting was we were going to go item by item by item on the list to decide what to do with it. And we were supposed to do that at the last meeting.
That's not what we said at all.
In the minutes, there was a motion made that passed that we would send the list, because that's all he asked for. The paperwork shows that Mr. Bird supplied us also. He only asked for the list. He didn't ask for what you did with the list. He just said, send the list. We made the motion that we would turn in the list so we wouldn't be the only library board in the state that hasn't submitted the list.
I don't mind being the only board in the state that hasn't submitted a list.
But the motion passed.
And I don't feel comfortable signing it until this board makes a final decision on what we do with the books.
So we're not doing what we've passed a motion
I'm not signing the letter to send to the state.
So when the chair doesn't do what the board votes, and then we're saying we're a dysfunctional board.
That's not my understanding of what we passed. If I recall correctly, we had a motion back in February to remove the books that we were going to put on the list. The list hadn't even been developed yet.
Yes.
At the last meeting that we had, when that came up for discussion, Tommy's minutes even showed that was correct. However, there was an amended motion that passed that said, no, we're going to go item by item by item on that list to decide what we do with the books, whether it be remove them or put them in another section or whatever.
But then I'm not
signing the list. I'm not signing a letter until we have completed the task.
We can't complete the task until it's scheduled.
I agree.
It's not
That's
been
what
scheduled.
I'm saying. It was on the agenda. However, considering the fact that we don't have all members here,
we can still schedule it.
Do what now?
We can still schedule a meeting to start the review process and to move forward.
Yeah, that's fine.
I would like to make a recommendation along those lines. I spent several days in Clinton going through every single book. Folks have nominated these books because they came from some list somewhere that I've yet to find out where the list came from to be removed from the library, and that's how they pulled the books. I went through that list. The books, the majority of those books, there were 5 that I thought needed individual review. The rest of them were there because they have a gay character or a trans character in it. There was no sexual content to speak of.
So
I read them page by page by page, I'm saying.
When I got to that on the agenda, my recommendation was wait until we had all the seats filled at the next meeting. Hopefully Clinton will have a replacement for Jesse.
So it'll be another month before we can do anything.
It would be.
At least 2 more months then before we could meet and do anything.
We can go ahead and talk about the books on the list tonight if you would like. It is on the agenda. But we don't have all 9 seats filled.
I think what I said was, can we at least set a meeting to begin the book review?
Okay.
Because it will take us a month to get there.
And when would you like to look at doing that?
It's up to you, Chairman.
Well, then I would go back to my original idea when I got to that point on the agenda just a few seconds ago and put it off until the next regular meeting in August, because I'm not going to be available any at all next week. So that would be the week of August the 3rd. Our regular meeting is August 13th.
It'll be August 4th. I have August 6th and August 13th. I'm not sure. The 3rd is Monday. Was that what you were saying? It would be Monday the 3rd?
The week of August
the 3rd. Okay.
And then our regular meeting is August 13th, because that's the second Thursday in the month. So it would either be the week of the 3rd or to go ahead and wait until the regular meeting. Either way, hopefully Clinton will have a replacement. I don't know when their regular... Mayor, do you know when their regular monthly meeting is for City Council?
4th Monday.
Oh, okay. So it wouldn't be...
So this coming Monday.
This coming Monday, okay. So they would have, hopefully, good Lord willing, a replacement between now and then.
And we were told, the directors were told, go through your books, find in the children's areas, if they're not appropriate there, put them someplace else. That's all they were asked to do. And they have gone through those books. They now know what doesn't belong in the children's area. Why can't those books be put back into circulation in the adult section?
When the list was sent out from the librarians, when they compiled the list, it was like an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. They had recommendations on what to do with the books, right? Each book had a recommendation, move it up to a different level.
No, it just told us what the book was about and where it was, and no.
There's a column that said what they were doing, whether there was...
Held by, no, it just tells who's got it. Has it been previously challenged? No. The location in the collection.
And the publisher suggested.
And the publisher.
Okay, there was one column that some of them said it needed to stay in the same, go ahead, Mariah.
So I actually compiled all of them all on this together. Some directors did have a column that had that, some did not. So when I compiled it together, I left out because that data wasn't there, it wasn't complete for every.
That, in my opinion, that leaves us still to go down the list. And I think Charlotte was one that even amended the motion to go down the list each one to see what we do with those books. Because of the recommendations from the library director.
But we're not banning them. We're not taking them out of the library. We're going to put them someplace else.
That's what we would have to decide.
Yes, okay.
When we get to that point. Now, getting back to Vicki, wanting to schedule a day so we can do that, what you got?
I'm not as busy as you all. I don't have that much of a life. So I can pretty much accommodate you any afternoon that week. The week of the 3rd. But what I would suggest between now and then, again, please go to the library and look at some of those books.
If I go to the library as a board member and I have questions,
write them down.
I understand that. But when I go into a library that as a board member I should be doing, each and every one of us, and we're asking questions. In the past, more than once, it has been charged to us, not me directly, but several members before, about rudeness and attitude and everything else. And everybody's got their opinion about that, okay? Now, I know at one time, 2 of us were going at a time going in there. So, if that's okay as far as sunshine law and everything else, that'd be fine, but I would really caution an individual board members, especially those that have had issues in the past, going into these libraries and asking questions and looking around, knowing what's happened before.
Well, I do not.
I
totally disagree with you on that.
That's fine.
I have never had anyone be rude to me when I've gone into the libraries. People have always been kind
the librarians were
and
saying
helpful.
That the board members is what I'm saying.
Well, and the board members, they didn't understand because it was a miscommunication all around. We didn't handle it well. I just will say that. But there's no need to beat anybody up about it. But how can we make a ruling on books when all we've read is a list that says, oh, this book's bad, it's got a gay book, it's promoting gay activity.
Well, aren't there other,
and it's not.
Aren't there other methods, though, to research a book?
Yeah, but have we done that?
I have on the ones that I have.
Yeah, okay. But have you gone and looked at the book to see, is that true?
That's what we're discussing.
I know. And the only way you can do that is to go and look at the book, take a look at it, read through it. Some of them you can read in 2 seconds. Some of them are big tomes of books. I didn't read every word of them, but I could go through and skip and read a page here and a page there to look for the things that were against the law. Being gay is not against the law.
It's not about that, Vicki.
Well, I know, but if you read these books, if you read in the books, it's about what we're trying to do is make sure that there's no sexual content in the books. And it's no worse than a television show.
Okay, to get back
what
on
I'm
track.
seeing. So that's all I'm saying is just take some time and actually look at it. And don't just make up your mind on
Okay, but
a list.
Are we going to pick a date or wait and do it at the August meeting?
You're the chairman. I told you. Go ahead. I'm free all that week.
I suggest the August meeting to give the new board member time to join and then be informed of when we get a new board member, to give them the list, to give them, because they will be voting.
Do you have the list, Christy? Did you get the compiled list?
I mean, I have lists from before, but I don't know that I have a brand new.
Okay.
This is
So, for the record, what I said before when we got to this, we'll put that on next month's agenda again, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Now, I'm confused. I've already reviewed all the books.
Okay.
Are we separately going again and looking at the same books?
If you've looked at them, I don't know why you should.
If you already know what your...
Go look at them. If you've seen one, there's no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you already know what your opinion is going to be when we discuss them, then...
I hadn't seen some of the books. That's why I went. I had seen a few, but I hadn't seen all of them. So I wanted to see them all. I haven't been to Norris yet. I want to get there. But I've seen the ones in Clinton, which is the majority.
I went to each library. Now, my understanding is, have there been any others added to the 105?
Since you looked in January?
Yes. No, back in March and...
From the list of 102, no.
Okay. That's all we're questioning.
Next item, memorandums of understanding with the cities. That is still being worked on by the law director, along with Tommy kind of mentioned it too about the appointments and stuff between the counties and the cities and all that.
How soon do we think he will have that together? Because we're going to be missing money. We need...
He's got a bunch of stuff going on in the office and out of the office, so hopefully soon, but I can't give you an exact date. All right, item C, the internet policy. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion, we reapprove the current internet policy that the library board has.
Second.
Got a motion by Terry, second by Commander to approve the internet policy. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried. Next item, the collection policy.
I make a motion, we approve the current collection policy until the policy development team can revise it so that we can have the state funding released.
Second. Terry makes a motion, Tommy seconded to approve the current collection policy. Any discussion?
I did talk to Matthew about that, and he said that is perfectly legitimate to do that. We can go ahead and get it approved, knowing that we're going to possibly make some changes. We've already made some changes to it in our last meeting, and he said that was perfectly acceptable, just as long as we have it voted on, and it would free the funding and the status.
I'll still be a no vote. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. No. So a hand vote. All of you in favor, raise your right hand.
I'm left-handed.
You got it right. You got it right. 1, 2, 3, 4. All against. 1, 2, 3, 4. Motion fails.
So do we have to have both policies reviewed so the money can be released?
Yeah, but at least we got one down.
Yeah, we can't. The state funds won't be released.
Sorry, ladies.
And
Shane, who makes the changes to that?
the policy committee.
I know, but if we make them, how does it get corrected? Do we have
It'll be, the policy committee will make the changes, we'll bring it back to the board for approval.
Right.
And then...
Well, yeah, whatever.
And what you're saying, who's actually going to type it up?
Oh! Type it up, what I was trying to get to. So do you have like a copy on the computer?
Yeah, we'd have to put it in a digital form. That's a good question.
It's on the computer now.
I have
so.
digital of everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now in the past, Mariah, you've typically done a bunch of that stuff for us.
Yeah. It's always been me.
Yeah.
Good.
For 13 years.
You shouldn't have to do it.
When do we want to set the date for the policy committee?
Again, I can do it anytime in evenings usually or in afternoons usually. My mornings are tied up.
And who are the three members again?
It's Tina and Shane and I really would recommend we have a director
at least
attend it to give us feedback on some things because we don't always know the history behind things. But so
is that a motion?
I can make it a motion. I'd like to add a director to it.
Hang on, we can do it all at one time. Is Monday the 3rd good for you?
Mm-hmm.
And you said the evenings?
Actually, Monday's pretty good for me most of that day.
I work, so I can't go till after.
Okay, about what time?
3:30.
3:30?
Okay.
Or after.
That's perfect.
Monday the 3rd at 3:30.
Okay.
So if you want to put that in a motion and add it in there for a director to be present as well.
Yes.
And can we ask that, Kimberly, can you do that?
Yes.
So we'd be specific.
Monday, the August 3rd, 3:30 p.m. with a library director present.
Yes.
That's-
Thank you.
And
To be determined.
Vicki made the motion.
Yeah.
Who seconded it?
I did.
Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried.
Question, where is it held?
Oh, that's a good question. 118 is where we met before. I'll make sure that it's available at that time.
And this is kind of off the subject, but it's sort of on to. Is there any way that we could reserve this room for the day we meet, if we're going to continue to meet here, so that we don't keep getting bumped?
Well, the reason we got bumped last time is the budget committee, it was its regular schedule as well. Sometimes library board and budget committee wind up on the same day, and sometimes they don't.
Okay.
It would have been hard for me to try to be in two places at one time anyway.
I understand that. I just thought it was just a scheduling thing. Let's go ahead and get it on there. So.
All right, next item, Jess Ann Cole's resignation. She sent that to the city of Clinton. Do we have to, I think she resigned through the Clinton City Council, so I don't think she had to have anything sent to us, but certainly I appreciate her efforts and her time that she's dedicated to the board, and wish her all the best. As it's already been brought up, we were officially served a lawsuit today. Everybody else heard about it on the news, and don't know how that happens, but it happened. But we got today officially. The law director sent out his recommendation to us last week. Any questions that we receive regarding the lawsuit are to be directed to the law director's office, or Mayor Frank McCall's County Commission was also named into that lawsuit. So if you have any questions or anything about that, contact the law director and he will help you out. Yes, ma'am.
Are we allowed to get a copy since we're being sued?
Yes. Matter of fact, you probably will be served a copy, I would think, but I'll double check on that. Maybe they gave them to him and he was making a copy and getting them out distributed. I don't know. I'll find out. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Should be here if they wanted to serve us all.
I know.
Yeah, apparently they serve the media, but that's all right. We do need to schedule an executive session for the law director with the board, and that won't be able to happen on his schedule until into September.
Is this concerning the lawsuit?
Yes. Yeah, it hasn't been set on the docket.
Sure.
Yeah, it hasn't been set on the docket yet. So get out your calendars.
We're doing a lot of that.
What does the week of September 7 look like?
The 7th's Labor Day, correct?
Is it?
Yes, the 7th Labor Day. The 10th is the library board meeting.
Yeah.
You want to do it in conjunction with that and try to do it before the meeting or after the meeting?
Yeah.
It would have to be after.
Okay.
I may have a conflict with it. I won't know until closer to the date, but I'm fine with it at this point.
Okay.
I believe it will be earlier in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not available.
You're not available on the 10th?
No.
Okay.
All right. What about the 9th?
Can't do it on the 9th. What about the 8th?
I'm fine.
Christian, are you good for the 8th?
Sounds good right now.
September 8th at 6 o'clock?
Okay.
Or would Christie even need to be in it because she's just coming new to the board?
According to what the law director said, members that are currently serving are the ones that, yeah.
And it'll be in this room if we have it?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right, so do I have a motion to approve that for September 8th at 6 p.m.?
So moved.
Now, that's only our request of the law director, right?
Yes, it's board members and the law director.
But, I mean, we have to ask him to...
Yes. He said in September he should be able to attend. So we have the motion by Vicki. Do we have a second? Second by Charlotte. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Motion carried. Director's report. Bryce, will you have anything to add to yours?
Did everybody read it and kind of see what was going on? Do you have any questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
I was really impressed with that. I thought your examples of people coming in and...
It just seemed to all just happen, yeah.
That was good. I was looking at the end-year report of all of you, and I wanted your take how you felt about the numbers you turned in.
Well, also, we were discussing glitches in the program.
Yeah, I heard.
So the numbers aren't true, I guess you would say.
Oh.
Mine should be correct.
When I sent it to you, and I was looking over, I was like, this isn't right, and I want to go ahead and send it to her now.
Okay. I don't have last year's, because I wasn't here. So
You're talking about the program numbers?
No, the year.
Yeah, end of year.
Yeah.
The glitch on mine was like, for the fourth quarter, it was just all zeros.
Okay, nothing was there.
No one came in.
So it's actually higher than what
for 3
it
months,
should be.
somebody came in.
I mean, what it should be.
You don't need a part-timer.
No, I don't need no. Okay.
Well, I want to say again to all of you, because I know you're all going to comment on this because I saw them on your reports, you all have rocked it. There are more people coming into the library, getting library cards that are participating in the groups. It's like, maybe the controversy is good for the flow of the libraries. I don't know. But I thank you all, and I know it's up to you and your staff, and I appreciate it.
And those
so I just want to say that to everybody.
They really do.
Clinton?
I don't have anything extra aside from the report I sent, other than the fact that our ceiling is leaking again, and the nice guys from Clinton Maintenance are trying to fix it.
Okay.
In the back office, it's our air conditioner. It's the condenser unit. Yeah.
Norse?
I just received notification that my staff member, Kelsey Harrell, has her 5-year tenure award. So, yay, she's in the room. And as to our program numbers, I just wanted to shout out, we had over 30,000 circulations between digital and print materials last year, which is like our highest ever in the history of the library. So our numbers were pretty much higher this year on every metric, except for maybe interlibrary ones. So,
How much time did you spend on all these grants, getting them ready?
I spent a lot of time on grants, this year. Yeah, for sure.
I like the graphs. I like showing the comparisons. It really helps give some perspective. So I appreciate that.
We did get notifications that they're sending out the formal contract for the top grant. I think in my board report it just says that we received notification that we'll be receiving the funds, but I got an email saying that they're sending out the contract soon, so that'll be next month probably.
And Rocky Top, theirs was...
I've had Gina Long fill out theirs, and the only thing that's updated for what was written is the Ingram issue that they were having, where it was a duplicate order. We spoke to the Ingram rep, and they're paying for the shipment back for the books that were duplicated or triplicated in this case. So that issue is resolved. We don't have to worry about it.
And regional,
Did you notice, Rocky Top, that compared to last year, the visitors went from 980 people to 1,243? She's really rocking that library.
She really is.
Yeah. Double program attendance, too.
and regional, we got Matthews. I know being on a different day, everybody's schedule is probably not conducive. Announcements, of course, our next meeting is Thursday, August 13th. And announcements too, Madam Chair Palmer, before you arrived, we talked about the scheduling you have through CTASC on, or did I mention that, parliamentary procedures? No. I've been in 2 or 3 different meetings today. Okay. If you would, Madam Chair, if you'll give us the date on that. It's for parliamentary procedure for all county boards and committees if they can attend. What all else is on there?
Absolutely. So CTASC will be here to give us that training. It will be at the Chamber of Commerce, Anderson County Chamber of Commerce, in their conference room. It will be on parliamentary procedure and minutes, what is required in our Tennessee Open Meetings Act. And so it will be open to all boards, all committees, including commission. And any new people may, because a lot of people don't follow Robert's Rules of Order in the private sector. So this would be good, maybe a good refresher for some that's been around for a while, and definitely good for those that are new to Robert's Rules of Order.
What day is that again, ma'am?
August 20th.
August 20th at
It will
what time?
begin at 4 o'clock, and we are scheduling 4 to 6. If we end before that, we will certainly dismiss early. All right, thank you.
Is there any place to register for that?
That's the new building
Actually, yes. Let's have that go through Annette Pruitt at the County Commission office. That would be a good central location. And she will be sending out an email as well to all of the committees and the boards, and you can respond to that email as well. Thank you.
Any other announcements? Any other business? Hearing none, we are adjourned.
As a homeowner, I'm always looking for peace of mind, especially when I have a costly, unplanned expense, like a cooling system repair or replacement. That's when I turn to the eScore Quality Contractor Network. They're the pros who've been specially trained and approved by TVA and your local power company. The quality contractors are licensed and insured, so you can be assured the job will be done right and inspected for free. Contact your local power company or visit energyright.com to learn more.
WYSH, good morning, everybody. Still morning. There you go. That was the requested audio and video, for that matter, of the Anderson County Library Board from July 21st, actually. I will open the phone lines up, give everybody a moment here. If you would like to comment, if you have anything else or you'd like to add to the meeting, I will do that here. I'll give you a few moments to gather your thoughts and dial 865-457-1380 or 877-711-4005. Now, hopefully, if you had not been aware of what was going on in the Anderson County Library system, that might have brought some clarity, or maybe not, but by request, there it is. All right, phone lines are open, 865-457-1380. I will be back in 3 minutes with your calls, comments, or questions. Or, if we have none, we will be back in 3 minutes with great classic country music.
There's a place where your legal concerns find resolution. A place where expertise meets empathy. Burrell and Barcelona Law. Offering exceptional legal services across East Tennessee, from criminal defense to estate planning. Experienced personal solutions tailored to your needs. Visit us in Clinton at 711 South Charles G. Severs Boulevard, or find us online at bvlawtn.com. Schedule your consultation today with Burrell and Barcelona Law, your trusted legal partners.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Good morning, everybody. This is Ask Your Neighbor. Hi, good morning. Welcome to Ask Your Neighbor. You're on the air.
Good morning to you, Ron Meredith.
Hey, Mike, how are you, sir?
Well, I was laying in bed there. I had the TV on there, but I didn't realize I thought it was just strictly audio, and then I rolled over and I said, oh, gosh, we've got video. But to be honest with you, from what I've seen just today in that library board, that's the first time I've even watched one of the meetings. But, I mean, in my opinion, that whole board is completely dysfunctional.
Sounds like
They don't agree with nothing.
Yeah, and when they're one member short, they can't. It ends up 4-4, so everything fails.
Exactly. And I don't know, Jim Harris was on there, and he was speaking on behalf of his wife there, who's
got broken heart disease.
Broken heart, stress, and who knows what else there. That
because of the decisions that the library board's making.
Yeah, that they're putting on her. The stress that whatever they're putting on her, so I don't know. It just seems dysfunctional. And then on top of all that, I don't know who the individuals are. But now then, the county's going to be in another lawsuit.
Yes. If I will, from what I know of that lawsuit, I have a feeling that it's not going to go very far. I'll just leave it at that. I think it'll probably be dismissed pretty quickly. But that's certainly a layman's opinion of it, and I haven't got to read all of it, so.
Will that be something that our law director will be able to handle, or will he have to?
I think he is handling some of it right now. Certainly, the way that he talked about it in county commission, what little he did speak about it, he indicated he's handling it.
Okay. I didn't know if they would have to hire an outside attorney because of, well, I don't know. The library board, whose purview are they under? Is that the mayor's?
I don't know. I'm not sure if I don't think the library board is under the mayor's purview. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, I just didn't know if the law director and the library board, if that would be some type of conflict of interest there for him to be able to handle it, but I don't know, because what I know about the law there, is very little.
Yeah.
Too many changes. But, Ron, other than this meeting, my personal opinion about the library board being dysfunctional, and I don't know if you've seen any of this stuff there on social media about all the rhetoric that's going around there.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of the people on both sides that have asked me to play it, so people that don't participate in social media can hear, depending on what side you're on, the foolishness of the library, or the dysfunction of the library, or librarians not coming to work for broken heart disease, which, if that's true, every single librarian would have that same claim because they're all under the same stress. I mean, what you just heard is the dysfunction causing the stress, I guess, to the librarians. They're not able to make decisions. The county commission is moving their money to, from a part-time to hire a full-time position or a part-time executive director. These are the things that are creating stress. So it depends on who's asking, what side of the fence they're on. But yes, I've seen it and I've heard from them.
Well, it just, in my opinion there, if they hired a supervisory position to replace the part-time, I wouldn't think that $45,000 they removed, that's not going to cover the position if they do create that.
Well, I think that's all they're going to allocate to that, to have an executive director that would serve. And I think it would be somewhat of a part-time service, but the way that the mayor explained it and the way that it was explained, at least you would have a single conduit that could come in and then communicate back with the librarians. This is what we need to do. This is how, and then bring it to the board on behalf of the librarians, instead of our librarians obviously being put under so much stress that we end up like we are right now. So, again, I'm not sure what the answer is, but it just seems like we've got a lot of cooks in the kitchen, a lot of chiefs, and not a lot of Indians,
Oh, I hear you there. What was it that when the mayor was speaking that the commander, whoever that is, I don't even know who it is.
Tommy Mariner of Norris.
Oh, okay, because she said that was
rude and out of order.
Rude and out of line or something.
Out of order. It was out of order that you're supposed to conduct a meeting. When they were talking about where to get different funding, and she was saying you could certainly go to county commission and ask for this funding, and he said they should take it out of the mayor's budget.
Oh, okay.
So he said that without having a chair.
That clarifies that there.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty typical from that's pretty typical kind of thing that you hear out of Tommy, so.
Oh, okay. Well, let me ask you about this now. Have you seen, I'm moving away from the library board right now.
Okie doke. No, buddy, you know how this works. You can talk about anything you want.
Okay, then, but, man, inside our little quaint town of Anderson County there, with their commission races and the August election coming up, and then, they're starting to act like they're in Washington with the mudslinging.
I'm telling you, it's nasty, isn't it? And it is. It's very unbecoming.
And I don't know where it's coming from. If you read Commissioner Wandell's wife's what she had wrote there, she has a pretty good idea where it's coming from. But I'm not mentioning any names. But anyway, I just think that's just tomfoolery. Start doing this right here before election time. There, it's just, I don't.
Well, I know
I think it's a bad look for Anderson County.
I know that she had made reference to a PAC that had sent out something, and then she made reference to, I think, the mayor's husband that had made a donation to that PAC. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I did. Well, Tracy saw it and showed it to me. I don't. First of all political donations are supposed to be public. So if you want to see who's in bed with who, you can pretty much, if you want to waste your time doing it or spend your time doing it, depending on how you look at it, you can see, who's supporting what, who's giving money to who, and you can kind of get an idea of what their political ideology is by who they're giving money to. That's one thing. But I just don't see the need for the kind of foolishness that we've got going on right now. Did you get a text last week about our Anderson County Sheriff wants the grand amnesty to all the illegals that have snuck over, and it's just such a bunch of BS. What it does is it depreciates a real argument. You know what I mean? If you ever really did have a beef that you could gain ground with, that you wanted to talk about in a sheriff's race, it completely removes your credibility when you start throwing stuff like that around. And I really do. I think it hurts people. If indeed, and I don't know that it's fact, and I'm not going to state it as fact, but if indeed the mayor has beef with Terry. I mean, I've seen her, he and she go at it. She's not usually shy about it, and neither is he, if they need to be. So, I mean, I think they're big enough to work their problems out. You know what I mean? I've seen them argue. I've seen them disagree. I've seen them work together. I've seen them do all of the above.
Oh, I have too.
I don't think we need mailers and accusations and all this baloney. Those of us that follow it, we've seen, how these people conduct themselves. So it's nasty and it's stupid. I don't know. I weathered through it when I ran, and I heard all the stuff that was going around, and whatever. Everybody's got their big boy pants on. They know what they're getting into when they put their name on the line. But it's a shame. It's a shame that people conduct themselves like that.
Oh, I agree 100% there. They need to be a little bit more grown up. I was watching it was a program that was on last week there. It was on it was being held somewhere down in Oak Ridge, but it was raise money for the Child
Advocacy Center, yeah.
Yeah. And all the people that were running for various offices there, they all showed up there. Most of them could. I think we had a budget meeting going on or something at that time. Some of our commissioners weren't able to get there. But they all brought cakes or pies or something or other. But there was, and I don't remember what the individual's name was, but he was running for an office, and the guy that he was running against, he ran into him when he was coming out of his meeting. He said, "Did you hear about they're having this meeting down at Oak Ridge there?" He said, "It's supposed to happen here in about an hour." And he said, "This is the guy that I'm running against, and he's telling me about it there so I can show up." And he said, "Why can't everybody treat each other like that?"
You wouldn't believe how many people. I was having dinner with my family at Harrison's in the midst of my campaign, and Michael was there, and Larry with his family, and I sat and talked to Michael and Larry and he with my family for, 15, 20 minutes. And then before we left, Tracy said, "Let me get a picture of you two." So there was a picture of me with Michael and him having a shirt saying, "Vote for Michael Foster for commission." And that's what I said. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to. I mean, I'm not saying I'd be better or worse than he or Denise. I just offered a perspective, but you don't have to be cruel, mean, obnoxious people to try and win. And not only that, I don't know why anybody would want to lower themselves, stoop to that level for such a minuscule job as a county commissioner. I mean, if you were, I can kind of see when people fight to be the president. You literally run the country. That's a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you win county commission, you're only one of 16. You don't run anything. So
one vote.
Yeah, so it just completely baffles me.
It does me, too. And
why people conduct...
I just saw, I was watching the race and stuff yesterday, and I kind of got on the computer a little bit, and it looks like that somebody, they're throwing off on Zach Farrer now.
Oh, well, now, I
don't know how much truth is to any of it. If it's AI generated or what.
I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything about Zach I haven't heard anything about Zach. I mean, I've nothing to do with politics or anything like that. Nothing to do with his politics. I know. I will tell you this. I was just told today, and I'm not going to elaborate too much, but I was just told today, and if I'm able to get my hands on this, I might have some pretty earth-shattering information about some folks that formerly served in the leadership of the Anderson County Republican Party. I'm going to be careful because I was told that this proof is out there, and if I get it, I'll report it. But, again, people in glass houses should not throw rocks, and I'll leave it at that.
I agree there. I believe the deal on Zach, it was something about he was running down a former political person there that was dead. And that was what was on Facebook anyway. You might be.
He was criticizing someone that passed away.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know Zach.
I don't see Zach being like that.
I don't either. I certainly don't. If just on first blush, I don't. I really don't. I've dealt with him quite a bit over the years. I've used him when he practiced law. I've talked with him when he was in the insurance business. I worked with him as far as helping him with his advertising when he ran in his campaigns. So I think I've got a pretty good knowledge of him. So I can't see him doing anything deliberate to besmirch the name of someone who's passed away.
I don't see that either.
Yeah, I don't.
At all. But anyway, it's getting close to 12. I want to ask you this, too, now. Did you say that we're going to have Queener's Corner tomorrow?
Yeah, I talked to Dave today, and he said he would do it tomorrow. So I'm going to have old DQ on tomorrow on the phone, and I'm just going to turn him loose. I wait to hear what he's got to say about all this.
Oh, gosh, me too. And so he's not going to be live and in person. This is going to be audio.
We're going to do it on the phone. He's still going through therapy and such, but I want to get him on.
I thought he got kicked out because of insurance.
He got kicked out over there, but they're doing in-home physical therapy and stuff. Take my word for it. As soon as he's able, we'll jerk him up here. And if he is able, we'll jerk him up here tomorrow. But as far as I know, we're going to do it by phone.
Oh, okay. Can't wait then. Well, good deal. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day, Ron. It's going to, the temperature's going to rise up a little bit. The temperature, I think, in the 90s, and the heat index about a 100 or so.
I'll tell you, got out of the car in Nashville Saturday, and my glasses fogged up. I mean, it was you could feel the water in the air, you know?
Oh, was it steamy?
Oh, yeah, it was steamy. It was steamy. I don't know if it was more or less steamy there than it was here. Actually, Franklin, not Nashville, but Franklin, same thing.
That's right there close.
Well, yeah, close. You can throw a rock, but I don't know if it was more or less than it was here, but it was warm.
Oh, God. Did you stay all night? Or
We did. We stayed. We went to the event. My mom and dad went with us. James David, me and Tracy, we all drove down together, and went to the event. And after that, we went to Puckett's and had dinner. Stayed there in Franklin, then came home yesterday morning.
Oh, okay, then. Well, I can about guarantee you there. I've not been to Nashville in a while, but I don't think they probably don't have no Motel 8s down there.
Well, I don't know. I stayed at the Holiday Inn, brother.
Oh,
close enough.
That wasn't cheap either.
No, it wasn't, but it wasn't the Hilton, but it wasn't cheap, but it wasn't the Hilton, so it wasn't as expensive as it could have been.
Oh, okay then. So was that for to get your award?
That was the Broadcasting Hall of Fame. Yes.
Oh well, good deal, and congratulations on that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, brother.
But have you got anything else lined up this week on Ask Your Neighbor?
Not sure. The gentleman that you hear, we're doing an ad now of a guy that talks about buying your property and keeping it rural. Jamie, I think I'm going to have him on, but I think that's going to be next week. I'm working on that. As it stands right now, no, I don't know, other than David, and I don't know who Sammy's got lined up. He told me, I can't remember, but I don't know who we're going to have on Thursday. So right now, we're pretty much open. We got David tomorrow, and then we'll see what manifests out of that.
Let me think now. Okay, I'm thinking ahead. I'm sorry. Next Tuesday will be Dr. Ayers.
Next Tuesday is Dr. Ayers. Week from tomorrow, the doc will be in.
Oh, the doc will be in-house there with his cowboy hat.
Yes.
And usually his coat.
Usually, yes.
Usually there, but has Stephanie been up in a while?
No, and she needs, you know what? It's the fourth Tuesday. That's usually when she comes, so tomorrow might be her day. I need to text her. She was on vacation last time.
Okay, well, she won't be able to do tomorrow now because that's Queener's Corner.
Exactly, so I'll have to reschedule her.
Right.
Scoot her over to Wednesday, if indeed.
There you go. But I would like to hear a little bit about what's going on with her tourism stuff. I'm sure, this is a busy time of year, probably for her as well.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, maybe you'll get her up there, but you enjoy the rest of your day there. By the time you get out, I don't know how long you're going to be around there at the ranch today there, but that pool is probably going to be warm, but it'll still be relaxing.
I might just flop over in it. You never know.
Never know there. Well, did y'all get up to Kentucky or where it was to get that truck?
Got the frame. Yeah, well, I didn't. Lowe's Tows went up and got it for James David. He took it down to Tim. James David has sanded it all down, and then yesterday they went up and they coated it. They painted it, coated it, and then he put Linex on it. You know, stuff you put in back of bed?
Yeah, bed liners.
Yeah, they put that on it to preserve it, make sure it doesn't get rusted.
Well, usually anymore, what people do is powder coat.
Yep.
But I don't know if that Linex stuff works as well or not.
I'm not sure. He was given that advice from auto mechanic, guy that does it for a living.
Oh, okay. And did he not bring back the whole truck? Or just
well, he thought he was getting the whole truck. I didn't. I called. He had me call, and I called and checked with the guy, and he told me, he said, Dad, I talked to him, and it's the whole truck. So I didn't question the guy when I called him. I just set up picking it up. But the guy told me, he said, well, it'll be a couple days, and I'll have it ready. And so I called James David back, and I said, you might want to call him and make sure, because why would he need a couple days to get a truck ready just to pull up onto the back of a wrecker? James David was insistent that it was the whole truck. I said, all right. So when they got up there, it was just the frame. They had taken the truck off the frame and had the frame ready to go. So
oh, okay.
It was a very good price either way. It was still a good deal. It was about 4 times less than anything Tim could find close to us. So it was worth going up there. Still, even after paying Stacy to go up there and get it and come back, he still came out well under 50% of what he would have had to pay.
Okay, then.
And he's taking the hood. He's got the side quarter panels, and he's got. I think they got the bed ready to come off. He's taking the hood off today. Well, he said he's thinking about. He's going to take the hood off today if they're going to jerk the engine today. He don't want to take the hood off till they're ready to jerk the engine out. So he's been working. Let me tell you something. That little guy's been working like a mine mule. He works up there with Tim all day long, and he spent the first, I think, 3 weeks not working on his truck, just working, just doing the stuff Tim wanted him to do, and then last week, Tim turned him loose just to work on his truck by himself, and then he's got another guy helping him. And then when he finishes up there at 5 or 6 in the afternoon, then he goes and mows, does his mowing that he has to do. So he's been a hard-working little guy.
Oh, gosh. Well, what's going to happen there? Because they start back to school next week, I believe, don't they?
Yeah, he's hoping that with the help of the mechanic that's coming in and helping him, he don't know if they'll have it ready by the very first day of school, but he thinks they'll have it ready pretty quick. He's hoping they can do it in 2 weeks.
Oh, well, so he's hired somebody to come in and help him.
He's got somebody, yes, come in and help him. So.
Oh, okay, then. But I was going to tell you this. My neighbor that lives up the road here, him and his son, they do tree trimming and stuff.
Yeah.
Johnny actually retired at one time, and then his boys got him back into it. But anyway, he had to have his boom truck taken to North Carolina to get inspected.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he had the right CDLs to drive out of state with it, whatever. So he got Jeremy Grossman to take it on a rollback to North Carolina, and it cost him $1,000 each way.
Ooh.
Yeah. $1,000 to take that boom truck up there for the inspection, and then he gave him a ride back. I mean, it wasn't Jeremy; it was one of his guys that works for him. But
yeah.
Anyway, then he gave him a ride back, and then he's gonna. Well, they hadn't actually got it inspected yet. They're still waiting for the call to go back and pick it up. Said, but God, it cost me $1,000 each way.
Bless his heart.
Not to mention for the inspection.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, no kidding there.
Ain't nothing cheap anymore, is there?
No, nothing is. But I was hoping that James David didn't have to pay Stacy that much.
He didn't have to pay Stacy that much. It was good lick, but it was less. Stacy made him a really good deal. I'll put it to you that way. But it was still a big chunk for a little guy.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, no kidding. So I guess it.
And James David's paid for all his stuff himself. I mean, you know, he paid for 50% of the truck, and thus far he's worked off. You know, he worked for Tim to get Tim's help up there. He paid for the frame by himself, and he paid for Stacy by himself.
Oh, okay then. Well, did he ride up there with Stacy to pick it up?
No, he did not.
Oh, so he just had the location there, and he just went there, and I'm sure whoever he got it from, they probably had a tractor with a front end loader or something.
I don't know how they did it, but they were ready for him.
So I guess Tim probably had the stuff to unload it with.
Yes. Tim unloaded it and got it set, and they've been working on it ever since.
Well, where's Tim's shop located?
Right there, as you're going, it's on McCulley Road, as you're going in through Medford, right there, on the way to Rocky Top. You know that blue fence? You know what I'm talking about?
I thought that was where it was at there, but I wasn't positive.
That's it.
That's it there. Good deal, then. Well, all right, Ron, I'll be tuned in tomorrow and find out what Mr. Queener's, a little early to start talking football just yet, but we get him.
It ain't that early. What, we got the 13th is the Jamboree, isn't it? No, the 8th. Our Jamboree's coming up pretty quick.
Yeah, well, I guess I was speaking more on college there, but yeah, high school's even closer, right around the corner.
You better believe it.
As Dragon's Vision, sponsored by WYSH, ready to roll yet?
The Dragon Network, powered by WYSH, is up and going, cooking with gas. I've got equipment sitting right here, back here behind us. Matt's been up here a couple different times testing things. We've got backup if we need it. We got Starlink to back us up, so we're gonna put on a pretty good show, I believe. And Matt's got it set up where on Tuesdays we're going to be able to stream it live, take calls live on both the video and the audio. That's all going to be simultaneous, so it'll be live on TV. Sterling Hinton, we're getting all that taken care of. The Sterl, the Pearl's going to be on the show with us. So,
are they going to do the? I don't remember the exact date there, but there's I've seen the schedule on it sometime. Meet the Dragons, the players there. I think it's coming up before.
Yeah, I don't know. Walt was talking about that the other day, and honestly, I should have that written down somewhere, but I don't have it written down. But yep, it's coming up.
Oh, okay.
I'll have Walt address that.
Have him report it there.
Yes, sir.
On his talk.
I will.
Jasper, he probably won't be back till next week, will he?
You know what? I don't know if he's coming back midweek or if he's going to be gone all week. I can't remember exactly what he told me, but I talked to him last night. He called me from the pool at Disney.
Oh, he was already there?
He was there. He was relaxing, chilling. Called me about 8 o'clock last night.
That Disney World, I hadn't been in years. Of course, I've been to Disney World, I've been to Disneyland, I've been to Knott's Berry's Farm, but what I've been told, Disney World right now is it's jam-packed, and about half or maybe a little less is Haitians.
Well, no telling. No matter when you go, it's busy. You know, I took the boys. I remember one year I got it for the boys for Christmas, and they opened up the package, and then we left on the 27th and went down there. I thought that would be, and weather-wise, it was a great time to go. But, man, it was full. I mean, I thought this would be a great time. Nobody goes now. I was wrong. A lot of people go. So,
well, in the 70s, it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, I went as a kid. Mom and Dad took us when we were kids, too, and I don't remember it being as bad as it is today, or as bad as it was last time I went, put it to you that way.
Yeah, so Jasper and Tina and his daughter and his grandson, they get out there walking around that place there. They're going to be worn out.
They will. It gets to you.
It's probably hot on top of that.
It does. Yes, I'm sure that they will be. They'll get their fill of walking, for sure.
All righty, then. All right, Ron. Good talking to you, brother, and we'll be listening tomorrow.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir, buddy. All right. Bye now.
I will take a quick break here. Let me see, 2-minute break. And then if anybody else has anything to add, I'll be obliged to put you on. And if not, I'll go ahead and get you into great classic hit country music right here on WYSH. Good morning, everybody. It's 12:14 on your Monday afternoon.
Transform your home with the elegance of Karen's Carpet on Clinton Highway in Powell, offering luxury vinyl planks from Stanton and engineered floors, and carpet selections from Mohawk, Shaw, Dixie Home, and Dreamweaver. Discover the richness of Bruce Hardwood. Our products are designed for style and durability, providing the perfect foundation for your living space. At Karen's Carpet, it's not just about flooring. It's about crafting an environment of comfort and beauty. With free in-home estimates and financing available through Synchrony, upgrading your home has never been easier. Experience the quality and service that have made us the store that gives you more. Visit Karen'sCarpetSales.com or call 865-945-3353 or stop by 1961 Clinton Highway today to start your home transformation. Karen's Carpet, the store that gives you more.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from Big Wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, then be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
It's another solid summer day around town with partly cloudy skies, more heat, more humidity, with heat index values pushing close to 100. But stay weather alert tonight. Another wave of energy moves its way on through, bringing us a chance for overnight showers and thunderstorms. This forecast is brought to you by Medic Regional Blood Center. Medic provides blood products to 25 hospitals across East Tennessee. Donate local and save local lives. I'm meteorologist Mike Witcher from the East Tennessee Weather Center for AM 1380, FM 101.1, and FM 99.5 WYSH.
Thank you kindly. Everybody have a fantastic day today. I certainly do appreciate each and every one of you listening in. And if there's anything we can do for you, I'll certainly do my best to do that. I reached out to Stephanie Wells to see if she can come on Wednesday to find out all that we've got cooking in tourism, which, as Mike said, there's probably a lot to say grace over in that particular arena right now. With that said, have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, being with us. As a matter of fact, Miss Stephanie just let me know. Yes, she can come on Wednesday. Thank you, ma'am. So we'll have Stephanie here Wednesday. Stephanie Wells, Director of Anderson County Director of Tourism. She will be with us Wednesday, the 29th. All right. Have a great day, everybody. We certainly do appreciate you.
Thank you for listening to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Make sure you tune in at 10 a.m. each day.
Sing this song.
Lately I've been looking back along this one